Hi there everybody and welcome. It's Jackie here from Stampingjack.com and welcome to another week's Facebook Live. It is Monday the 21st of May and we're a little bit later than normal this week, so I apologise for that. I'm afraid I had a rather busy day at work today and had a meeting that started quite late. So I'm home, I'm back and I'm all set to go. So just check my settings while I wait for you to pop on. Do leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Okay, just bear with me 1 second. Oops. There we go. Right. So tonight, I have a bit of a theme for our class tonight, so we're going to be having some fun with some various masking techniques, which I'm hoping you're going to enjoy. But before we get into that, there's a couple of things that I want to mention to you. So first of all, just at the weekend, I just sent out a load of these, the lovely new Stampin' Up! Catalogues. I've got another pile due to go out to the post office tomorrow, so hopefully yours is on its way to you. If not, it will be on its way soon. And you should have it by the end of this week. If you haven't signed up to get a catalogue from me, are in the UK and would like one, then just leave a comment in the leave a comment below, and I'll get in touch and we'll sort one out for you. What else have we been up to? Yes, so we had the royal wedding at the weekend here in the UK. Hi, Jules. Good to have you. So yeah, who watched the wedding? Did you watch the wedding? Hi, Monica. Welcome. I watched most of it. I have to say, I thought the address by the bishop was interesting. I love our royal family, and I think it takes a lot to get them to lose their composure. It was just very, very funny watching their reactions to his very lively sermon, which was, you know, totally not what one would expect at a royal wedding. Hi, Kat. Hi, Jules. Hi, Monica. So yeah, it was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long, long time. Yeah, it was good. What else did we do? As I say, we oh, hi Kathy, welcome. Got the Stampin' Up! Catalogue sorted out, and enjoyed the good weather. Although it's gone now. We're right in the middle of a thunderstorm right now. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? But anyway, so also last week I meant to do a drawing for all of those of you who have shared my videos over the past 2 weeks. So here are the names in a hat. I'm going to draw them now. The prize is a pack of our Hearts and Stars elements. So if you've shared my Facebook Live video last week or the week before, your name is in here and I'm about to draw it out. So let's see, who have we got? Who have we got? We have Gloria Tripp. So Gloria, if you're on, send me a message so I know where to send your Hearts and Stars embellishments to. Congratulations, and thank you to all of you for sharing my video. It really helps me out when you do that. It's fantastic. It helps introduce me to new people, which is great. So for this week, for next week, I will be giving away one of our brand new ink pads in my favourite colour, mint macaron, and all you need to do to enter into the draw for this is to share my video. That's all you got to do, easy peasy. So share away, and next Monday, and when we meet again, I will draw the names and we'll give away our mint macaron. So there we go. What else has been going on? Oh yes, I don't know if you'll have seen it yet, but I posted a video and a blog post for this card yesterday, I think it was. So I made something like this a few weeks ago for a blog hop that I take part in, and quite a few people asked me how I did it, so I've made a little video of that. So I'll post a link to that on my page when we're done this evening, so you can have a look at that. Also, for those of you who have been over on my Stampin' Jack VIP page, thanks, Kathy. Kat, well done. I saw your card over on the VIP page. That's what reminded me. So we're having a little challenge this month, which is to share birthday cards that you've made, and there's some fantastic cards coming through. We've still got quite a few days left in May to do that, so do make sure to get your cards in. You can enter as many times as you like. It's just for fun. There's no competition. It's just to share our ideas and creativity and inspiration with one another. So thanks, Jules. Thank you. Right, so should we get on and do some crafting? I think so. Oh, thumbs up. Who's that come from? Yay. I love it when the thumbs up and hearts come. It's great. Okay, so stamping. So as I say, this week I'm going to we're going to focus on some masking. So the first card is this one, just very simple, masking up some images with your stamping. Okay, and we're going to use the Lift Me Up stamp set. Oh, we got a heart there. Thank you, whoever gave me that. So we're going to start with a Whisper White card base, and then we're using some of our new colours. So this is Poppy Parade. Hi Emma, welcome. So we've got Poppy Parade, and then we've got a panel of Whisper White. And the other colours that we're going to use in addition to the Poppy Parade is our Blueberry Bushel and our Granny Apple Green. All new colours, and I think these go fantastically well together. Really, really nice. Okay, so let's do this. So when you're masking, let me just, I sent you that as well. So the trickiest bit I find about masking up images like that is trying to figure out what bit you need to mask. And the way I would advise you to do it is basically take the image that's got to be at the front is the image that you stamp first. So if you think about it as if, I said it at my class, is if you want to stamp a dog on a garden bench, okay, in my mind anyway, I'd stamp the garden bench and then put the dog on it. But actually it's the other way around. You'd stamp the dog, mask it up, and then stamp the bench behind it. So I'll show you what we mean here. Now you can do this by stamping onto a post-it note, or you can stamp directly onto some masking tape. So this is just masking tape I've got from the DIY shop. Okay, and what I've done is I've just taken some of the tack off the back of it, basically by doing it on my sleeve or the back of my hand. Okay, the other thing you can do to get the tack off is you can take your embossing buddy and just rub it over the top so you don't get too much. Okay, so I'm going to ink up this large image first. So let's just open up our ink pads. There we go. And then we've got our green. Okay. This one. We want the big one and we want the small one. Let's get our blocks. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my large one. I'm going to ink it up on my masking tape, like so. Okay, and it doesn't matter how good your inking is, because it doesn't. It's just to get the outline of the image. Okay, so then what we do is we take our snips, and you want to cut round the image. Okay, and you want to cut slightly inside or as close to the line as you can get. Do not leave a gap outside, otherwise it will leave a gap when you stamp. Okay, so you can see that I'm following this line quite closely because I don't want a gap. There you go. So there's my mask. Got a bit of ink on my fingers, so I'm just going to wipe that off a second. Okay. So you can see, whoops, you can see on the example here that I've got an image in the foreground here. Okay. And then I've got my two smaller images in the background. So what I want to do, I've got a smudge there, I'll wipe that off in a second. So what I want to do is to stamp a poppy, actually I'm going to do it the other end. I'm going to put a Poppy Parade one here. Okay, and then we're going to do a garden green one up here. Now can you see the deliberate error I made there? What a wally. I should have stamped this on the card first. Dear oh dear. Right, let's try that again. So we want our blue image here. I wasn't concentrating. Dear oh dear. It's been a long day. And then we want a red one over here. Okay, now we put our mask down. There we go. And let's try that again. Okay, so we want a green one here. Clean it off. And then we want a red one here. Okay, and then we'll lift it up. And there you have it. Your images magically are behind the one you've got. So now I'm just going to pop that down again here. Okay, and I'm going to stamp another image, this time in blue. Let's just stick that down. There we go. I'm just going to do one here. Okay. There we go. Magic. Excuse me, I'm just going to get some wet wipes for my hand because I'm putting smudges all over everything. There we go. Let's just clean my fingers off a little. Right, there you go. That's a bit better. All right, I'll deal with those smudges in a minute. All right, and then we're going to take our sentiment, and I'm going to stamp that in green. Just here. Okay. All right. So then we've got the coordinating die set, and I'm just going to cut some clouds. I think I have one or two here already. Do I? No. Okay, so we're going to just cut a couple of clouds with our big shot on a scrap. So I'll be right back. Go. What I've done is I've brought in a panel that I'd already done because I've made quite a mess on the stamped panel, which I can't even see now. Where have I put it? Oh, I'm very organised tonight, ladies. So I've put quite a lot of smudges and things on that. Managed to get the sentiment crooked, so I'm going to bin this, and thankfully I have one already made. Okay, but I do have a little smudge on the bottom here, so I'm just going to take my eraser. Just rub that out. There we go. Right, and then we've got our dimensionals on the back of our clouds. I'm going to use my minis actually. And put one down here. One over here, and then a little tiny one up here. Okay, let's close up our ink pads, so we don't need those anymore. And knowing how I am this evening, I'm just going to get ink all over me. Do you ever have days like that where you just can't keep clean? There we go. Alrighty, so then all we need to do is assemble. So we simply put some glue on the back of our panel, layer it onto a piece of Poppy Parade. Now, as usual, I will post all the dimensions and supplies to my blog in the next couple of days, so you'll be able to see all of the measurements for when you make the cards yourself, and all of the supplies I've used. Okay, there we There we go. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then there'll be a link. There's a link to my blog in the description below. Okay, and there we have it. Our first card. Yeah, Jules, I know. It just happens, doesn't it? So there's our first card. Simple masking. And I love the way that you can get this effect. If you're new to masking, I would suggest that you start with some simple shapes, like these balloons. But just like anything, just play around with it. Play around with it on scrap paper first till you're sure you're happy with it before you put it on your card. But it really is quite easy when you don't get inky fingers and ruin it all, that is. So there we go, that's card number 1. So for our second card, I'm going to show you how to mask a shape using your dies. So you've got this card here, okay? And what I've done is I've taken a piece of acetate, can you see that on the camera there, okay? And I've die cut a heart from the center here, okay? And then I've got some bits of masking tape on the side. So I'm just going to go get some scrap paper for this next bit. There we go. So I find my grid paper is really useful when doing projects like this because it helps me to get my cards lined up. So the colours I'm going to use for this are Powder Pink, which is one of our current ink colours, and Blackberry Bliss, which is one of our returning colours. Okay, so we'll take our white panel and I'm just going to, you can see I'm just lining it up on the grid paper to make sure it's straight. And then we'll take a bit of our masking tape and just do be careful when using masking tape or washi tape that you get rid of as much of the tack as you can if you're going to be sticking it straight onto your cardstock, because the last thing you want is for it to pick up the surface of your card, which it can do if it's too sticky. Okay, so let's clean it off. So you just want a little bit at the top here and a little bit at the bottom here just to hold my card in place. Okay, that's a bit crooked. So let's straighten that. Okay, and then we've got our acetate mask. And the good thing about the acetate is A, you can use it more than once. B, the ink blends much more easily using this. And C, it's much easier to see where you're positioning your aperture so that you can make sure that it's placed exactly where you want it on your card. And then we're going to take our sponge, which is here. Okay, and we've got our powder pink cardstock here, ink even. Okay, so we're just going to dab it onto our ink pad and always start off to the side and gradually pull the ink across onto your card. So you can see I'm being very light. You could hardly see the colour coming on here to start with. And it's always important to do this because you can always add more ink, but you can't take it away. And this will help prevent those unsightly lines and hard edges and things like that that you don't want. You get a beautiful, soft, blended look. Okay, so you see the colour just gradually building as we do that. So you just keep building it up until we're happy with it. And of course we can add a bit of shading so we can put more colour around the edge, like so. Okay. Alright, I want quite a soft look, so I don't want to add too much. Alright, there we go. And then, moment of truth, we'll just, and look at that, got a lovely, lovely stamped image, or sponged image. So now I'm going to take the Blackberry Bliss, okay, and for this I'm using the Thankful Thoughts stamp set. So on this one, I'm going to use this sentiment here, But I've done a little bit of stamp surgery on this one. I've actually chopped it apart because I didn't really want the so much on there all the time. Sometimes I just want a thank you. But if I wanted to add the so much, I could just slot it back in there and stamp the whole lot together. So now for the Blackberry Bliss, what I want to do is I actually want to stamp it off first and then on, because I don't want it quite so dark. There we go. Okay, let me just take that off. There we go. So remember to take your pull your masking tape off carefully. You can see that I've just caught that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this. There we go, and I'm going to trim the mask as well. Okay. Cool. So again, it's just really, really easy. You just want glue all over, and then press it down. Go. And then we've got our getting ink all over me tonight. Just as well we're doing a reasonably messy technique. Alright, so then we've got our powder pink card base. I'm just going to stick this down onto there. Like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take our coloured gems here and we're just going to add a few. I'm going to cover up my little splodge there, and then we'll add a little one down there, and then we'll put a small one up there. So there we have it. Super simple thank you card, and like that I've done it. These are the thank you cards that I'm sending out this month with, to anyone who's placed an order with me, and by using the acetate, you can really just make a whole load of these all in one go. So it's really, really good idea. Easy to do. Okay, these make great like a wedding invite or something. But you don't have to use hearts. I've done this one here, where I've just used one of my label dies, and this is our soft sea foam, our new colour. And I think that's stamp sets from the Colourful Seasons stamp set. So whatever kind of open dies you've got, you could do circles, squares, whatever you like, you can use to make these shapes. So it's a really, really easy and simple thing to do. So that one was very easy. Okay, so let's clear our things out of the way. Okay, and move on to the third card. We're flying through them tonight, which is good because we started a bit late. Okay, so our next card is this one here. And for this one, all I've done is I've just masked off the corner here just to create this effect here. So that's really, really easy to do. So again, we start with a Whisper White base, and we're going to use a panel of Mango Melody, another one of our new colours. And we've got a panel here, and then we need a scrap of brown. And then our colours are Mango Melody, Pineapple Punch, and Early Espresso. And the stamp set that we're going to use is the Colourful Seasons stamp set. But first, let's do the masking. Okay. So first things first is to set up my piece of cardstock. So again, I'm just going to line this up on my grid paper so I know it's straight, and then just add a little bit of tape just to hold it in place on this side. Okay, and then I'm going to take my tape, okay, because this is wide, this will work well. So what I'm going to do is on my side here, is I'm going to measure in. I'm going to say, right, I want 1, 2, 3 of my small squares. Okay, so I'm just going to count in 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that way I can be sure that that's a nice straight line. And then I have another, there it is. So then I'm going to do the same here. So I'm just going to count up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to line my tape up on either side. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to take our ink pad. Oh, what am I doing? I've just put my thumb right in that one. Oh my word. Somebody put me out of everybody's misery. Okay. Right, so we're going to start with the lighter colour, which is the Pineapple Punch. Hi Lynn, welcome. Okay, and we're just going to, as before, just start off and gradually build our colour in. Like so. Now, to the ladies of you watching who are at Wednesday's class, you'll remember this one. This is one of the cards that we made. Okay, so that's the yellow. And then we're going to come back in with our Mango Melody on top, and that's just going to deepen the colour. A bit more intensity. There you go. And again, even though I'm building the colour up, I'm keeping a very light touch. Just build it up very gradually. This way a bit. I think we want a little bit of yellow. Okay, and I'm going to take our early espresso. I'm going to use the Just Breathe sentiment, which I think is really cool. I used this one last week, I think, on the vellum card, didn't we? The stained glass vellum. Right, so here we go. We're just going to ink that straight on in. I'm just going to pull that off. In early espresso. I'm going to pop that there. Okay, and then using the die set, I'm just going to cut out our little chair. So bear with me 1 second. Chat amongst yourselves there. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so what I've done is I've die cut 2 of these chairs. Okay, I'm just going to poke out the bits quickly. What I should really have done is use my precision base plate on this, but never mind. Okay, and now second bit. And the reason I'm doing 2 is because I wanted a little bit of extra dimension. Now you could cut out more and pile them up if you had the patience, or you could cut one out of like craft foam and stick the card one on top, and that would give you a much higher chair. But 2 should be enough, just to give us just a little bit extra. Okay, there we go. Right, so now let's undo our masking tape. I'm just going to carefully pull it aside. So you can see I've already detacked this one, so it's coming away quite easily. And we have a lovely sharp corner on the left there. Can you see that? Excellent. All right, take this one off as well. There we go. Okay, close up my ink pads because I'm in a messy mood tonight. Okay. Okay, and then take our bits. And we want our fine tip glue pen for this one. Alright, so what I want to do is just, you don't want to add lots, you just want little dots around. You see that? Because if you put too much on, when you go to stick it down, the glue will just ooze out the sides and you'll just have a mess. And we don't want that. I'm making enough of a mess already. I don't need a glue mess as well as an ink mess. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to stick that on top. Like so. Squeeze it together for a second till it catches. Okay, I'm going to put that under a block for a second, and while we're waiting for that, we'll get our Wink of Stella, which is, now, I have a few here that are on their way out, so let's see. Is that special glue, Kat? Yeah, it's our fine tip glue. And basically it's just regular glues. It's a thinner formulation, but because it's got the really fine tip, you've got a lot more precision when you're sticking stuff down. Okay, we're going to use it again in a second. So now I'm going to spritz with my Wink of Stella pen. So I've got my scissors, and I'm just going to bang it on the edge so that we get just a little hint of, can you see that? Don't know if you can. Ooh, thumbs up. Thank you. So there we go, just nice bit of shimmer on there. Okay, and then we bring back our chair and we just repeat the gluing on the back. Oh, got a bit of a, I think I've got a bit of a head cold tonight. Whee. Right. There we go. We're just going to stick that to the side. Oh, and a heart as well. Wow. You made my day, whoever did that. Okay. Right, let's close up our glue. It is important when using the fine tip glue to close it up quickly. And don't leave it open because it will dry out, and it will dry out inside the nozzle. You can fix it, but it's quite awkward. So best not to let it happen in the first place. So then we just add our glue to the back, layer it up. So again, you know, you could do this with all sorts of colours, whatever colours you've got would work well. The other thing you could do with it is using the technique from the first card, is that you could stamp an image in this corner and then put a mask over it and then do your sponging, so that when you took your when you took the mask away, you just had that lovely image. That would look really good. Okay, and then we're just add that on top there. And there we are. Again, really, really simple, easy to do, but really stunning effect, I think. And then just finish it off with a little piece of bling. Just there. Cool. So that's our third card. So we've got one card left, and it's my favourite of all the cards that we're doing tonight. So we're going to continue to use the Colourful Seasons stamp set, and this time we're going We're going to do some heat embossing, so that's for you, Lynn. We're going to make this card. Look at that. Fabulous. Now this one is made using Pool Party, Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay, which make a beautiful aqua colour shade, I think. But for this one we're going to use pinks. So we're going to use Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mambo and Lovely Lipstick. So bring in our pieces. Oop. Kat, you like that one, do you? Yeah, it's definitely my favourite. Okay, so same as before, we're just going to secure down our card piece. Okay, and then we're going to take our masking tape, and this time what we're going to do is we're just going to mask off an area in the centre. Okay, so if I just measure this out, let me just see. I want 5 centimetres, and then I want 2 and a bit. Okay, so it doesn't have to be precise, but I want to be about there. Let's have a look. Where's my? I want to be a bit higher. Maybe about there should do it. And again, you can see how having the grid paper here is really good, because you can be sure that you're getting a nice straight line, because for an image, for a technique like this, you want the line to be nice and straight and crisp. That's what gives it its wow factor. Lynn, I knew you'd like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see, I want about, I think about that much, maybe a bit more. Let's do that much. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's just get our sponges. There's my pink one gone. That's yellow. There's my pinks. Okay, so as usual, we'll start with our lightest colour. Karen, don't worry, I'll show them at the end, and of course you can watch the replay and see them again, okay? But I've saved the best till last, so. Alright, so that's the Melon Mumbo, and then our lovely lipstick. Okay, so start with our lightest colour. Bring it round actually. Okay, and what I'm going is for an ombre effect that's sort of lighter on one side, gradually there. It's lighter on this side and gradually getting darker to this side. Okay, so starting off the page very lightly, just bringing my colour in. Okay, all the way along. Oops. Okay, and then I'm going to move on to my Melon Mumbo. And I'm going to start on this end because I want the colour to build up to this end. Okay, so again, starting off the page and gradually adding the colour. Oop. You know what? I think I'm going to turn this around because you can see my masking tape is coming away a little. So let's do it this way. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay, and then we're going to come in with the lovely lipstick, which is darker again. A little at a time. As you can see, we're just gradually building the colour. So I want it quite intense at this end, which is why I'm adding quite a lot of ink. And I'm just gradually blending that out. And come back in with a bit more melon mumbo at this end, and then go over with a bit more pink down this end. It's a bit too pale. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty, and now pull our card back, our tape back, and look at that beautiful, beautiful ombre panel there. Let's get rid of this tape, and we'll remove this bit. So again, just be careful, take it slowly when pulling your masking tape back so that you don't tear your card. Okay. There we go. Alrighty, so now we can close up these ink pads because we don't need them anymore. Okay, but we do need some black. So let me just grab my black ink pad. Okay, and we're going to stamp the branch here. And we need our flowers, and I think the thinking of you sentiment just goes perfectly with it. So, get our branches. Okay. So I want one coming up like so. That didn't quite work, just 1 second. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's better. I'm not too worried because I'm going to be covering this up in a second anyway. Okay, and then we want one coming across like this. There we go. Okay, and then we've got our little thinking of you sentiment. I'm just going to pop that down in the corner. Like so. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to clear some space because we're going to do our heat embossing now. So, we'll need our piece of A4 card, our Versamark, we've got our embossing buddy, and we want our white embossing powder, which is here, and our heat tool. I'll just plug this in quickly. Now what I am going to do on this panel, because we've put quite a lot of ink on there, and I want to make sure that our embossing powder only goes where we want it, I'm actually going to heat set this panel quickly. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to take my embossing buddy, and then we've got our stamp, which is there, okay, and we're just going to ink this up. So let's see, let's put it there. Okay, and then we'll do another one here. white embossing powder. And again, be very generous, just spread it all on, make sure everything's fully covered. Okay. Tap lightly. Yep. And then we can pour that back in. Go. Alrighty. So now we bring back in our heat tool and watch the magic. There we go. Woo! I love this bit. There we go. Lovely. And then let's clear this out of the way. Don't need that now. Bring back in our pieces. So we've got our Whisper White card base. I'll go and fold it. Okay, and then again, just very simply, just glue onto a black panel, which I think really shows off the colours on these. Makes them pop. Okay. Ooh, thumbs up. Thank you. Thanks, Jules. This is my favourite of all of them. Easily. It's just so pretty. Okay, and then all we need to finish it off, well, there's two things we need. One is a few little rhinestones. Just here and there. Just to give it a bit of extra sparkle. There we go. And of course, a bit of wink of Stella. A bit of extra shimmer. There we go. So which do you prefer, ladies? Do you prefer the pink or the green? Oh, hearts! Yay! Thank you. So give me your votes for the green or the pink while I clear some space and bring in the other cards that we've made tonight. Okay, it's time for you ladies to do a bit of work now. You've got to start voting. It's our favourite bit. Alright, so let's see what this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, so what have we got then? Pink for you, Kat. That's unusual for you, Kat. Normally you go for the aqua colours, don't you? Pink for Kathy. Looks a bit more like cherry blossom with the pink, doesn't it? We've got 2 votes for pink so far. Okay. Green. Oh. Green's, oops. Green's leveled up. Alright, let's get the other card. So, the other thing I wanted to show you with this one is, you see, I've sponged this one, okay? But you don't have to sponge. For this one, I've done exactly the same thing. I've actually masked off the edges. And here I've just stamped in different colours. I think it's our Playful Palette stamp set. Let's see if I've got it here, this one. The playful background stamp set, just using these two. So you can just use your stamps. You don't have to sponge if you don't want to. It's really cool. Okay. And then another one I wanted to show you. This is the one that we actually made at class. So what we did was we masked this image off, and then in a variation to this, we just got a curved image, and then we just made like a rainbow coming out. So that's kind of cool too. Right, so time to vote for our favourite of the evening. So we've got our Thinking of You cards. Then we've got our heart. We've got our balloons. And we've got our Just Breathe card. So there we go. So while you're having a think about which one's your favourite, just let me remind you to remember to share the video if you haven't already. And next week, anyone who's shared the video will be given entry into a prize draw for next week's prize, which is one of our brand new mint macaron stamp pads. So please make sure to do so. And also, there was one thing that I meant to tell you or show you last week, but I completely forgot. So let me just show you this. This is one of the new papers that's coming in the new catalogue, and you are going to love these. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so let me put that there. So we've got two designs. Okay, so you've got this first one, and it's very vanilla on one side and white on the other. But look at those beautiful, beautiful patterns. You just cut these out and they'll just go straight on a card front if you want. And then you've got some borders here. So you get 4 of these in the packet. And then you get 4 of this one, which is just beautiful. Wait till I show you. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that just amazing? And again, it's white on the other side. Fran, you've got to stop with the housework. Don't worry, we're nearly done. You can watch the replay. So yeah, this is the delightfully detailed laser cut paper, and I love it, and I've been playing around with it, and it's absolutely divine. So I can't believe I forgot to show you this last week, so I thought I must show you this. This is coming out in the new catalogue on 1st of June, and it's just beautiful. It will be included in my the paper share that I'm doing. So my paper share is basically a quarter share of every single paper pack. So you would get, in your share, you would get 1 of these sheets and 1 of these sheets. And then all the other 12 by 12 paper packs are basically cut down to 6 by 6. So you get a 6 by 6 sampler. So it's a great way to get a bit of everything without actually spending the almost £300 that it would cost to buy all of the papers. So I'll be putting some information on my blog about that soon. But let's see, what have we got? Let's have a look at the votes. Oh, it's a mixed bag today. We've got a bit for everybody. We've got some for the Just Breathe, some for the Thinking of You, a few of the balloons. Thank You's not getting much love, but it's not one of my favourites, but I just wanted to show you that technique. So there we are. So thank you for joining me. It's been really fun having you along this evening. Hope you enjoyed the projects, and I will see you again next week. Remember to share the video, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.